yesterday y'all saw these come off of one of the plants outside because of all the wind. I'm wearing gloves because I hate dirt under my nails, and just no. So what I did was I took the stems off completely. Okay, and I just set them in a little bit of water so they just stay firm, because we don't want floppy leaves. And we're just going to take those out of there. And I'm going to turn on my light here so you can see better. But if you'll notice on all the leaves, they'll have these veins running through them. So what we are going to do is we are going to cut the leaves into pieces, making sure that each section has a big vein in it here. Now this one may not do so well because he looks like he's a little damaged. So unfortunately I won't be able to use this piece here, but the rest of them I should be able to use. Alright, so out of the first leaf, we're going to use, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. But this piece is damaged on the edge here. So unfortunately we can't use it, so that's no good. And I took the tiny piece off that had the piece of the stem on the bottom. But if you look at the other pieces, you can see the veining in the back is what you need. But you also have to have enough leaf left to provide food for the babies. So I'm going to cut the rest of these up. And just so you know how pretty these are, I mean, look at the shine. These are, again, Rex Begonias. So I'm going to cut the rest of these up, and then we're going to show you how we plant them. Okay, next I have potting soil, and this is a mix I made for the Rex Begonia, so it's a little bit crazy. It's a mix of Miracle-Gro moisture control, so you don't overwater, and I think there's a little bit of desert mix in there, and a little bit of regular. It's like equal parts each, because I don't want it to stay super wet, but I don't want it too dry, but I still want it to have a consistent amount of moisture. So I'm just going to take a butter knife, I know, horrible, and I have 13 little pieces all the way around. And we're just going to make little slits in the dirt. That's all we're doing. We're just making a little spot, and it's not going to be perfect. It ain't got to be perfect. You just need a spot to put the damn leaf. And I usually do a circle instead of rows because you're going to rotate this in the window. And unfortunately now I need both hands. But what's going to happen is this is the back of the... I didn't want to touch that with my actual oil. This is the non-shiny one. So on the back you see all the veining. And that's the important part. Because when you do insert these into the soil, you need to make sure that you are inserting them not down too far, but you want it in enough that the veins are pointed down, like that. Just enough. You just want like the tip in, and that's all. You just firm the dirt back around it, and that's all you do. And I put them in different directions because they're going to grow however if they grow. This is the first time I'm trying this pot in this method, because not everything always works out the way you want. And this one apparently has a lot of veinings because the babes are going to sprout from where those joints are, close to the soil. So you usually get maybe a 50% success rate. And like I said, you need to have enough leaf to provide food and nourishment while we're doing this. Okay, so there's your completed, I don't know what you call this. This is just leaf propagation. And they're all facing different directions because this is going to go in front of a sunny window and be rotated to make sure it has even light and heat distribution. Now, typically we would wrap this with saran wrap loosely over the top to create like a greenhouse. I ran out of saran wrap. I didn't have any, so we're going to try the plastic bag method. Okay, so all done. Sorry for the lighting. But I did take the zipper off the edge of the bag. Because one, you don't need it, and two, you do not want condensation to build up in here. You're going to have to remove this or possibly poke holes in it. I'm not sure which method I'm going to use because I've never done this before. So in about a week or two, you should see little tiny babies at the base. Remove any leaves that really start to go bad. You're going to see wilting and some brown spots, but if that leaf starts to rot, you got to get it out of there. And we'll see how this experiment turns out in a couple of days.